This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, folks. Well, sometimes you got to do that, man. I just ate my crow, man. It is what it is, man. Sometimes you win them and sometimes you lose them. It is what it is, man. I don't always get them right. You know, I'm almost always right, but I don't always get them right. And when you don't get them right, the man thing to do, right? The man up thing to do is to admit it. Now, I'm going to give Manny Pacquiao his props. I sat here and watched a 12-round fight. I scored it 7 rounds to 5. That's what I gave Manny Pacquiao. 7 rounds to 5. Keith Thurman, in the second half of that fight, one thing that I was right about, though, was Manny Pacquiao's age showed. He slowed down in the second half of the fight. Keith Thurman had a lot of good moments, but it wasn't enough, you know what I'm saying, to get him over the top. If he would have just done a little bit more, which he said in his post, you know what I'm saying, in his post-fight speech, he basically mentioned it. He didn't do enough. All he had to do was do more. Dig deep. You know what I'm saying? Because the right hand was there. The right hand was landing against Manny Pacquiao. And there were moments where he hurt Manny Pacquiao, just like Manny Pacquiao hurt him. And we saw that. There were moments where he hurt Manny Pacquiao as well, too. He just didn't capitalize on it. But again, I'm going to eat my crow. Manny Pacquiao did more. So he obviously won the fight. It wasn't a definitive win, but he did a little bit more than what Keith Thurman did to win the fight. He won the fight 7 rounds to 5. So Manny Pacquiao, salute and hats off to you. He won the fight. There's just no two ways around that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing much that I could say, but okay, I didn't get the prediction right. But you guys see, I made my video. I'm eating my crow. It is what it is, man. You're not going to get everything right. But one thing about me that you guys could respect is when I'm wrong, I could man up and accept that. See, just the same way that I like to take my credit for almost all of the times, for almost always all of the times that I'm right. It's the same way for the little times that I'm wrong. I will accept that I'm wrong. I will man up to it and accept it for what it is. So Manny Pacquiao proved me wrong. But herein lies the problem. Manny Pacquiao, I don't care what anybody told me. He won the fight fair and square, and he gets his credit. But he got exposed once again in this fight. If folks are being real with themselves, they'll see what I'm talking about. In the second half of the fight, he slowed down. Like I said, his legs got like cement. He wasn't throwing punches in bunches. So now, do we see him fight the winner of Spence and Porter? Really? We already know Earl the True Spence is going to bulldoze Sean Porter. So when he fights Earl Spence, those moments that Keith Thurman could not capitalize on Manny Pacquiao, you think that's going to be the same case with Earl Spence? Come on, folks. See, this is what I didn't want. I did not want Keith Thurman to lose this fight. But he lost the fight nevertheless. It's a humbling moment for him. You know what I'm saying? And it's a humbling moment for me in this fight sense. Manny Pacquiao won fair and square. He didn't cheat us. You know what I'm saying? He still showed us he has a little bit left. But there was still some moments where he was exposed in the fight. And if folks are being real with themselves, they'll see that as well too. But I know folks are drunk and folks are caught up in their hoopla when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, fight night and things like that. So people, I'm going to expect people to say whatever. It is what it is. But when folks get back down to normal earth and they get back to normal sense and you do some film study on that fight, because I already could tell what's going on just in the first fight. But if you guys do enough film study, you'll see that Manny Pacquiao was exposed in the second half of that fight, even though he won the fight. Now, Keith Thurman, I got to get on him. You're fighting a guy that was 11 years older than you. You should have done a lot more. You should have had more sense of urgency. I'm disappointed in Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman did not fight the right type of fight against Manny Pacquiao. He should have been more active with his hands. He should have let his hands go a lot more than what he did. He shouldn't have let Dan Birmingham tell him, hey man, just let your hands go in that 12th round. He should have been doing that from the jump because you're fighting Manny Pacquiao, a very active fighter. So you got to meet his activity with activity. And Keith Thurman didn't do that. So Keith Thurman, I got to get on him. He did not show up the way that I expected him to show up. Because you guys got to understand, when I make a prediction, I'm making it based on the person showing up the way that I envision the person showing up. Keith Thurman did not show up the way that I envisioned him showing up in my mind. And I don't want to hear this nonsense with people saying, oh, he's no longer one time anymore. I don't want to hear that. Keith Thurman physically had the tools there to beat Manny Pacquiao. He just did not let the hands go. He did not do enough in that fight. Because just like Manny Pacquiao hurt Keith Thurman multiple times, Keith Thurman also did hurt Manny Pacquiao multiple times in that fight. If folks are being real with themselves, it's just Manny Pacquiao hurt Keith Thurman more than Keith Thurman hurt him. It is what it is. Manny Pacquiao, you get the biggest salute of the day. He knows his sport. You eat your crow for the day, and it is what it is. You love it or hate it. You guys, you know what I'm saying? I know you bask and enjoy, and you guys are going to be basking in the comment section. It is what it is. But one thing you guys have to respect is that I made my video, I manned up, and I ate my damn crow. This is He Knows His Sport. Check it out.